Sentry versus Superboy Prime Death Battle. Guys, y'all have been requesting this one like crazy. It should be pretty exciting. I know nothing about Sentry, and I really know very little about Superboy Prime. He's come across very few of my readings, so let's go. There he is. Is it going to be one of the pixel battles? I love the pixel battles. Those are so cool
Sentry
looking.
versus Superboy Prime.
There we go.
These two dark supermen prove that sometimes absolute power corrupts absolutely.
It does.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to
Nice.
find out who would win a death battle.
Let me know in the comments, guys, who you think should win, regardless of whether or not you've seen it and you know who wins. Just put who you think should win and why. There's got to be some like massive reason why you think one can dominate over the other.
One superhero stands
Alright.
alone at the peak of Marvel Comics. He's a
Where did they get that picture from?
brilliant scientist and friend to all, the Golden Guardian of Good, the Sentry.
That's
Which
right.
makes it all the more mysterious when all of humanity forgot about him, as though he never existed in the first place.
Yeah, that'll turn you evil quick.
What if the reason we forgot Sentry is that he wanted to be forgotten?
To save us from himself.
As the
That makes
story
sense.
goes, Robbie Reynolds
Superman has gone through that many times in, comics, Smallville, everything else.
was just your average, ordinary high school teen until the day he accidentally drank this super soldier serum.
At that moment, Robbie was imbued with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, becoming one of the
Wow.
strongest superheroes in existence.
1,000,000 exploding suns? I don't know how many exploding suns you could describe Superman, especially Superboy Prime.
That's gotta be one hell of a bowel movement. And what better way to use his new powers than to become a sentry to all mankind?
That's what I do.
In a never-ending crusade against his devious arch-nemesis,
I love the 40s hats and the old style guns. To me, that's where all comic book movies should make their movies in the 40s.
the Void.
He's got all your classic, I can't believe he's not Kryptonian superpowers,
That's right.
like super strength, speed, durability, and flight.
He can spot you from miles away, or even hear a butterfly sneeze from across the planet.
Is there even proof that butterflies actually sneeze? Come on.
Do butterflies sneeze?
No!
Well, Sentry's cells absorb and process the sun's rays.
Oh, he's got telepathy? Mind manipulation? Memory erasure? That's what we call OP.
And if he wants to, he can fire that solar energy right back at you in a powerful laser.
Really?
Or bend light away to turn invisible. Or use it to make force fields.
Really, the Sentry can draw power from anywhere and everywhere.
Okay, who created Sentry? Because it was like they said, I'm just going to make a character that is even more ridiculous than Superman. Let's do that.
When he was forcibly shrunk down to subatomic size, he started pulling energy from the microverse instead. And despite being microscopic, his punches were strong enough to destroy planets, even while holding back.
Sentry can teleport, communicate telepathically, and even read and mess with minds.
Well, Superman can create tiny miniature versions of himself. He can't really, but he could.
He's also a genius with a super brain comparable to Tony Stark and Reed
See,
Richards.
I don't like that.
He's even built his own watchtower with an advanced AI that is constantly monitoring the planet for threats.
Jesus Christ, he's like the Avengers all in one. Why do there even need to be any other superheroes?
Indeed, the Sentry
True.
is more than strong enough to take on Marvel's heaviest hitters, like his famous battle with the Green Scar Hulk, where Black
Yeah, the power of a million exploding suns. The Hulk's not even on that level. That's one thing about power scaling in comics. It's so inconsistent.
Bolt, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange failed, the Sentry was the only one who stood against the
And if I'm wrong on Hulk, let me know.
Hulk's full power.
He's also battled Thor, who collapsed an infinite number of timelines into one by clashing with another Thor.
The Sentry is incredibly fast, too. He can bend space and speed blitz Ares, who can move within Planck time, the smallest unit of time possible in our universe.
He's stated to be as fast as the Heralds of Galactus, like the Silver Surfer, who once outraced the multiverse blowing up. This
I believe he's probably super fast in an insane way. Super speed has become pointless in my opinion. We might as well just call it wormhole travel. Babel.
Surfer flew so fast he went back in time. So you'd think Sentry would be able to handle some punk in a trench coat.
But it wasn't so simple. The Void was everywhere that the Sentry wasn't.
If Sentry saved people from a burning building, Void would crash an airplane. If Sentry healed a person's broken back, Void would give someone else cancer. What an asshole!
For every good act the Sentry performs, the Void commits an evil one. Because the truth was, the Sentry and the Void were one and the same.
Bum, bum, plot twist. Turns out Sentry's whole origin story was a lie. Robbie Reynolds was in a 60s high school.
Wait, what? What?
Schooler beating up bullies like some Jack Kirby comic.
In reality, Bob Reynolds was a schizophrenic meth addict who drank the Sentry serum just to get high. And the Void was, in reality, a malevolent godlike entity bonded to Bob that was the literal angel of death.
Yes, from the Bible, with Moses and the Pharaoh.
I'm now understanding why this story is so interesting, because I'm like, dude could do anything. You know what I mean? It's hard enough doing Superman.
Bro, and the dead firstborns. That's him, apparently.
And this being manifests as the dark side of Bob's shattered psyche, a villainous alter ego with all of his power. Too much power for any one man to handle. The only way to destroy the Void was to also destroy the Sentry.
So Bob did something crazy. With help from Reed's tech, he used his own psychic powers to erase himself from everyone's past, present, and...
Guys, I like Death Battle, but this one, the story, like, I'm super into it. Like, this is pretty cool. Like I said, I knew nothing about Sentry, so I had no idea what his story was. I know very little about Superboy Prime. It's one of those characters you come across if you are like, I need to learn about Superboy Prime today.
And future, including his own.
Warping the perception of reality of every single person on the planet. They would no longer remember him or even recognize anything remotely related to him. A picture of the Sentry would still technically exist, but in your mind's eye, including Bob's, it isn't there.
Great! Everyone knows repressing your problems always makes them better.
But Bob's memories eventually clawed their way back, in part thanks to Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, and his desire to somehow control the Void.
Now, was it... Okay.
So, Norman had the Thunderbolts murder Bob's wife Lindy in order to release, you know, the Angel of Death.
I thought that the Thunderbolts were good, are they not?
Yeah, try controlling the kind of guy who can throw hands with Molecule Man, who somehow is one of the strongest beings in all of Marvel. At his peak, he's got almost complete control over the multiverse. So yeah, good luck with that one, Norm.
Molecule Man was another mentally unstable god whose power fluctuates based on their self-confidence. In a way, a sort of kindred spirit to Bob.
It was then that Bob discovered the true source of his own powers, his own control over molecules. Yeah, you can do that too.
The Sentry can create and destroy matter on a whim, able to rip you apart at the molecular level, or conjure an entire new reality from scratch.
So, kind of like Phoenix, but on steroids, is that right?
All with just a wave of his hand, like Dr. Manhattan.
He can also regenerate his body from any kind of damage, like being burnt to a skeleton or getting Dr. Manhattan himself.
As long as one single solitary atom remains, the Sentry is unkillable.
And Void's got all of this and more.
Well, what can damage his atoms, though? Like, is I didn't really hear about his invulnerability. Like, can he... I don't know. I guess I'm confused. Like, what damages if... I don't know.
Except he doesn't hold back. He can shapeshift, create hurricanes, trap you in darkness, possess your body, and devour your soul.
With his infinitendrils, the Void takes control of a victim's mind and tortures them with the memories of past traumas and nightmares.
He killed Loki. He wrecked Asgard. The Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the Inhumans, and the X-Men teaming up all at once could barely handle him. Void is one of the biggest bads in Marvel. Great job, Norm. I'm something of a moron myself.
The only way forward, the only way for Bob to save everyone, including himself, was to do something he never imagined. Let the Void in.
By refusing to repress his darker half anymore, Sentry and Void merged and became stronger than the sum of their parts.
One being, now free to finally live his life without the crushing weight of self-hatred and fear.
Maybe, but this...
Wait, so is it that he's not totally evil because he joined it now so that, like, he can kind of halfway control it? Like, it's always there to debate with, maybe, instead of just being running free on its own.
This is the Void we're talking about. What if Bob just has a new puppet master who's only letting him think he's in control?
As long as the Void exists, it's just another revolution in that same endless cycle. It remains to be seen whether even death itself can break that wheel.
He'll be back. Sentry is gone, but not forgotten. He'll never be forgotten again.
Guys, Sentry is powerful. I knew nothing about Sentry. I just thought he was like a little experiment project. I didn't realize that he was like deity level power. Like that is deity level power.
Do you believe a man can fly?
Of course.
Yeah, Wiz, within the pages of DC Comics, everyone in their irradiated six-dimensional gorilla mother can do it.
Well, what about in the real world? Not Earth 1 or Earth 2, but
I agree, and I hate that. I wish flight was so much more limited. I hate that everybody has that power. It's like one of the most energy-consuming powers out there. Everybody can do it.
our own Earth, Earth Prime.
The Earth of you, me, and Clark Kent. A totally normal boy from New England who just happened to share a name with that comic book character.
Mere coincidence. That is, until the day Clark took a leap of faith and believed he could fly.
And he did. Surprise, surprise, Clark was actually from the...
So one of my favorite Superman stories of all time is Superman's secret identity. And that is kind of how it works. It's like a dude named Clark Kent, you know, in our world.
Planet Krypton, which apparently exists in our universe now? Anyway, the real Superman, the one from all those comics he loved, showed up just in time to give him the skinny on being Superboy. Wait, he could have chosen me! I believe I can fly!
Bugsy, don't jump off the... Clark had all your classic Kryptonian powers. Flight, heat vision, microscopic and telescopic sight, Arctic breath. It was the dream that every little boy had finally come true.
Definitely me.
Oh, just in time for his universe, our universe, to be annihilated literally 1 month later in DC Comics Armageddon, the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Wiz, we're canonically dead.
I have never read Crisis on Infinite Earths. I think I've seen like one of the movies maybe or something. I don't know. But I hate the word crisis. I hate it when everything is the end of the flippin' existence. That is I hate that. Like, it's too big for me. I don't care. We're just all going to be gone. I don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? So I've never really gotten around to reading that.
It's 1986, apparently.
With everyone he knew and loved gone, Clark took shelter in a pocket dimension with other cosmic refugees. Now an anachronism in DC's new, rebooted, post-crisis continuity, Clark was forced to...
It sounds like he's struggling even saying it. His new, rebooted, post-crisis, it's just so much.
Watch as the comics landscape changed before his eyes. As stories became darker and morally complex. As heroes failed to be the paragons of good he saw.
So one thing, if you don't know about Superboy Prime, is that he kind of breaks that fourth wall. Which is, I think, part of what's happening here.
As in his childhood.
As someone else got to be Superboy.
Some people can't stand change, can't stand to see a world that doesn't look the way it did when they were a child. The day needed to be saved by Superboy, the real Superboy, Superboy Prime.
So he did what any Superboy would do, punch really hard. He punched his way out of the dimension so hard, the shockwaves rippled through the universe and retconned DC Comics. Superboy was back, and he was gonna fix comic books forever!
Both of these stories are equally ridiculous.
Hell yeah!
No matter how many fake heroes got in his way.
Oh, Super Chud Prime isn't just your ordinary Kryptonian. Oh no, he's pre-crisis.
As in, from before the Crisis on Infinite Earths, a time when comics were a bit more... comical.
When
They were different, that's for sure.
Superman could sneeze solar systems apart or tow a galaxy of planets behind him like it was nothing.
Or clash with another Kryptonian so hard, they generated enough power to restore an infinite number of timelines.
Get ready to hear that word a lot. My favorite is...
Why does that? It doesn't even make sense. You crash into the others so hard that you restore things? Like what?
The time Superman flew so fast he broke the light barrier, the time barrier, and even the bonds of infinity. I wonder
Makes
if these
perfect
writers
sense.
ever imagined this bull would feed nerd arguments for the next half century. Not that I'm complaining. That's how I get paid.
Prime would know.
But I absolutely love the nerd arguments. Even though this stuff makes no sense, it's just a ton of fun. You know what I'm saying? I don't take it too seriously because it's all fake. Well, Superboy Prime might not be fake, but it's all fun. You know what I'm saying?
He is a self-described power scaler's dream.
Huh. You think he's heard about us?
We can only hope.
Is it a dream? It's more of a menace because it's so incalculable. Incalculable. In that word.
Not. As a Kryptonian with an ultra-dense molecular structure,
That's the
he should
Superman
also
right
share
there.
many of the same resistances.
Number one Superman.
Like being transmuted to stone, having his atomic bonds weakened, or getting his energy drained. Kryptonians like Superman can withstand more esoteric attacks too. They can actively resist mental attacks by outthinking them, and their souls can resist being
Something like that. Usually, Superman is not so mind manipulatable. But that outthinking them part, I think that might be a little old school.
destroyed.
All thanks to Earth's good old yellow sun fueling his cells. And unlike that post-crisis super fraud who can
Superboy Prime also has a Silver Age Kryptonian ability to vibrate his molecules to travel through other universes or higher dimensions.
weaker
Yeah.
without sunlight, Prime's got it covered.
With a suit of armor made from the corpse of the Anti-Monitor, which
Very nice.
constantly feeds him solar energy. Literally wearing the pelt of the monster who destroyed his universe, just to be better and stronger than
That's a good way to put it.
Superman.
Because that's what he thinks he is. Superman with better feats and scaling. Superman.
Superman with better feats and scaling. That's kind of how Sentry sounded, to be honest. I'm telling you, both of these characters, they're equally ridiculous. Like, it gets so, like, deity level that I'm like,
But
I begin to
real.
not care.
Superman, if he was a idiot. Okay, sure, he has the same hyper-efficient brain that all Kryptonians have, but when it
I never liked that. I hate the super smart part about Superman.
came to being a superhero, he was a violent, immature moron.
Exactly what you'd expect from a kid who never grew up and never learned to hold back. Instead of saving Earth's heroes, he started massacring them. And let's be
Nice.
real, there's a part of him that knows that editorial will just bring them all back eventually.
He's battled the Doom Patrol, Justice Society, Teen Titans,
Since he breaks that fourth wall, he probably does know
in
that.
3 flashes at once. He effortlessly murdered an alternate universe Justice League and even killed his rival, Connor Kent, the new Superboy. Even as other Kryptonians grew in power to become comparable to their pre-crisis iterations,
I never liked the evil Superman stories. Never cared for them. On occasion, once in a blue moon, I think it can work. But I just prefer for us to think of Superman as the light, the bright. I think stories like this confuse people on who Superman is.
Prime still held an advantage because he never held back.
Like the time he tore apart the Monarch's armor, accidentally unleashing the Big Bang in his face, destroying the universe, and he was fine.
Or the time a Guardian of the Universe blew himself up in an attempt to stop Prime, blasting him into the multiverse atom by atom, and that only made Prime stronger.
Or the time he fought a potential future version of himself who became a god of time. And instead of teaming up, Prime stupidly attacked him and accidentally retconned themselves both out of existence.
Which sent him home, back to his original universe, our universe. Except now
Was he powerless?
everyone he knew, his parents, his girlfriend Lori, had been reading his comics. They knew what he had become, and they were
Oh.
terrified.
Once again, forced to watch
I
as
never
his
knew
heroes
that.
progressed without him, he pored over comic after comic, learning everything about DC,
And a little bit of Marvel.
only to discover his worst possible nightmare.
Not only would he never get to be Superman, he wasn't even a super villain that people liked. Turns out, power levels aren't everything.
So, naturally, he flew to DC headquarters and attacked the people
Very
writing
nice.
his own comic.
Like some infinitely
This is when comic writers are just having fun. They're like, I want to be in the comic.
recursive meta hell.
Prime had become a whiny, petulant, reactionary fanboy. Wiz, you think he's the guy posting on our Reddit?
And at the peak of his violent temper tantrum, he murdered the Golden Age Superman, the original Superman. Action Comics #1,
See why I don't like him?
the first superhero.
Instead of
Oh,
restoring
those of you that don't know, I'm a huge Golden Age fan. That's where my number one Superman is.
DC's glorious past, Prime beat it to death. He needed to change.
And that opportunity came when this alternate universe Jokerized Batman Who Laughs threatened to destroy all of reality.
Prime was drafted to help save the day, and it turned out he was the only Superboy who could.
Remember that time Prime punched reality so hard he retconned DC Comics? Turns out that was no coincidence. Due to his repeated excursions across the multiverse, Prime became a space-time anomaly.
All right.
He slowly learned how to manipulate reality itself with his fists.
I guess you could call it his
Come on, get Silver Age with me.
retcon punch!
At first, its effects were random, like bringing Jason Todd back to life or restoring Beast Boy's memories. But he started to use it to rewrite continuity to fix the evil universes of the Batman Who Laughs.
Giving them and all the characters inside of them happy endings. In a weird way, that's
How
what
nice.
Superman has always done, right? Punch the bad guys so hard he
That's
saves
right.
the day.
Prime
He doesn't destroy everything first, though. But it's
can punch hard enough to enter the time stream, seemingly exit the comic medium entirely, and even defeat the nigh-omnipotent Darkest Knight.
Who was powerful enough to beat Perpetua, the goddess who
planets.
created all of DC Comics, the whole shebang. And Prime hit the Darkest Knight so hard, he erased his entire evil multiverse.
A feat that no one actually saw happen. Prime's first true act of heroism was one that he did selflessly, and it was the first step toward becoming a true hero.
The kind
Very
of hero
nice.
that Superman always secretly knew he could be. A hero who could
yeah. This is more the Prime that I've read about with the already solution and stuff. But still, I really don't know much about him.
someday get his own issue #1. A hero like, well, Superman.
Maybe one day Prime will truly believe in himself, just like he once believed he could fly. All right, the battle's about to begin.
I can't
but
wait,
first,
man.
Hitch calls are back. Hey, I'm Ben, the voice of Wiz.
These pixelated ones are really awesome.
Chad, the voice of Boomstick.
And we're reopening matchup pitches on the Death Battle store.
This is a way to
Nice.
meet with Chad and I, the creators of Death Battle, and pitch your favorite matchup to us via video call.
Should we
Yeah,
pitch
a lot
a
of
match,
episodes that are
guys?
being made right now are because they were pitched. But to give each pitch the time it needs, there's a limited number available. So go pick them up right now before they're gone. on
Let me know if I
deathbattle.gg.
should.
That's our website. It's kind of like our own
What if we did a poll on Kryptonite Corner Reacts to figure out what Kryptonite Corner Reacts pitch should be? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if that's a good idea. Like, I could do a poll, like a community post or something, and we could figure out what we should pitch to Death Battle. That's a good idea. Let me know if you like that.
private Patreon with a bunch of extra stuff in every episode of Death Battle.
You got to
ever
do
made.
Patreon to do
And if
it?
you're a website member, you
I
get first
didn't hear
dibs.
that. Let me
It'll
know.
first be available to Chronicler tier, then Archivist, and so on.
Every purchase directly supports the show.
Nice.
Oh, and members also get a big store discount.
All right, let's get to this battle.
do it.
And don't
Let's
forget
do
to
it.
grab your pitch on deathbattle.gg.
Very cool. Guys, let me know if we should do something like that together collectively. Make a Kryptonite Corner Reacts pitch. That would be cool.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
I messed something up.
It's time for
Okay.
a death battle!
It's time for the death battle, but I still am a little curious because of the ridiculousness of these, if they're going to have some sort of twist on it. You know what I'm saying? They usually do.
This
we go.
game won't last much longer. Quit while you're behind, kid.
Mess up a superhero crossover? No way, Dork. Onomatopoeia coming right up!
A punch. Didn't even work. This is a bit like Dragon Ball. They're just starting off, just kind of testing each other. You know what I'm saying?
You're dealing with someone who has the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns!
Big mistake.
Is that like 1,000,000 black holes? Is that what that would be? Because an exploding sun, it caves in on itself, turns into a black hole, right? Am I right? I don't know.
Dipwad. It's prime time.
It's Prime time! Amazon Prime Boy.
Are you kidding me? Another dark Superman fraud? Boring! It's cool when I do it.
I don't know. What do y'all think about the graphics? Let me know in the comments. I like the pixelated fight, but I feel like the background isn't
Please,
matching
stop hitting me.
the people for some reason.
Kill you.
I'll kill you to death.
Yeah, he's gonna unleash it. Yeah.
It's time to play God.
Do you think good Superboy Prime would kill him like that? I'm not really sure. I don't know.
Okay, you weren't joking. Definitely a crisis level threat.
I don't even know where we are right
Luckily,
now.
So am I.
Run all you want! If Bob couldn't escape me, what hope do you have, boy? Afraid of the dark?
He's gonna take over him?
What kind of a hero are you?
Corrupt him?
Remind me again. Whatever happened to Lori?
Oh, he's taking him back on his memories.
It's over, Clark. There is no happy ending. Not for you. Not for me.
This
Not
is
for
messed
anyone
up.
else. In the void.
Haven't you ever read a comic book, you big freaking nerd? There's always
This
a
is
happy
messed up.
ending.
I am so, like, I don't even know what's happening. They talked about how two Kryptonians could punch so hard that it, like, restored the universe or something. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what they're referencing at this point.
Bob? You kept talking about the Sentry. Bad dream?
No idea, Lindy. Best sleep I've had in years.
Crisis averted.
I don't think I've ever seen someone beaten to death so wholesomely before.
Let's break this down into 3 chapters.
I gotta hear these 3 chapters because it that was the weirdest death battle ending I have ever seen, and I need justification right now.
Strength, intelligence, and powers.
As with any flying brick fight, the first question you gotta answer is, who's stronger?
Prime and Sentry are naturally 2 of the heaviest hitters in DC and Marvel, more than capable of matching and surpassing Herald-level opponents like Superman and Thor.
Sure,
Who
yeah,
are
yeah.
both strong enough to create and destroy an infinite number of timelines with their clashes. Just absolute wacky bullshit like that.
So in order to pick a winner, we have to take a close look at the strongest beings they fought, Molecule Man and the Darkest Knight.
Sentry beat the crap out of Molecule Man, but remember, Eminem's power can fluctuate a lot, and when he fought Sentry, he wasn't at his full power.
Okay.
So we can only
Sentry is stated by Tony Stark and Moonstone to be capable of replicating an event on par with the House of M. However, the two were aware of a broader scale effects of the event, making it unclear if Sentry's full powers comparable to that level. So we don't even know.
scale this so far.
But Prime overpowered the Darkest Knight
Why does this keep doing that?
after the Mad Bat had absorbed the powers of both Perpetua
messing stuff
and,
up.
what do you know, Dr. Manhattan, both of which alone could threaten all of DC Comics.
And unlike with Molecule Man, there's nothing to suggest the Darkest Knight was holding back. In a straight brawl, Prime takes the edge in strength. But muscles aren't everything. Maybe Sentry could figure out a way around Prime's brawn with his intelligence.
While Prime does possess a
They're both supposed to be like super intelligent.
super advanced Kryptonian brain, he clearly does not use it to its full extent.
It's less that he's dumb and more that he's a teenager and has a habit of crashing out.
The Sentry, on the other hand,
My dad says that's the same thing, so I don't.
has been compared to Tony Stark and Reed Richards, some of the most intelligent people in all of Marvel Comics.
Sure, he mentally struggles with the whole void thing, which sucks for him, but losing
it does.
control to the void only makes him more dangerous.
And as the Merge Sentry, he's operating at his peak, fully in control of his powers. In a test of wits and wills, the Sentry was the more intelligent.
But the main question in this matchup had to do with their bat insane powers.
With the Sentry's ability to reshape molecular matter and warp perception of reality to such an incredible degree, his powers seem much more versatile than Prime's. Prime may be stronger, but heat vision, frost breath, and Kryptonian punches aren't going to do much in the long run against someone who can regenerate from a single atom.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that. I was thinking that, you know, Prime doesn't have quite the failsafe that the Sentry does.
But pre-crisis Kryptonians have actually resisted having their molecules torn apart before, and Prime should be no different. So it's not like Sentry was ever going to just Doc Manhattan him away.
Prime could still be worn down.
That makes sense to
Kryptonians
me.
have incredible stamina, but we know that sustained damage will eventually knock them out or kill them.
Unless Prime could find a way around Sentry's insane regeneration, he was toast.
Luckily for Prime, his ability to retcon away your history and mess with your whole timeline was actually something Sentry had no specific resistance to.
Not only that, it was something he's been affected by in the past.
Like the time the Scarlet Witch rewrote all of reality during House of M. Bob's continuity was rewritten like everyone else's.
Or the time Absorbing Man had the powers of a cosmic cube and warped Sentry's personal reality. Moonstone literally describes it as a reality punch.
Now, Sentry
That's interesting. I wouldn't think anybody could even give Sentry trouble. Sentry implanted his memories of the Silver Age into Earth 616's Paul Jenkins to write comics of his history after making the world forget his existence. This only affected people's memory of the Sentry, and as both him and the Void still existed during their time forgotten, they were just dormant.
His psionic power could theoretically retcon himself from Prime's perception of reality. However, this feat required assistance from Reed Richards, and it's unlikely he could pull it off mid-fight.
Pre-crisis Kryptonians also resist a lot of mind manipulation anyway, so good luck trying.
Now, Prime hasn't always had the most perfect control over his retcon punch, so he might need more than one blow to finish the job.
But Prime was more than capable of powering through Void's scariest abilities.
Like having his soul eaten, or being cut off from sunlight. I guess that Edgelord solar armor came in handy after all.
In short, Prime could resist everything Sentry could throw at him, but Sentry couldn't do the same. Prime takes the final edge in powers.
With no way to easily put him down, Prime would eventually muscle his way through and retcon the Void away for good.
Sorry, Bob, defeat was unavoidable.
The winner is Superboy Prime.
Oh, hey, my
Do
pizza's
it
here.
again.
The winner is Superboy Prime. Letter to the editors. Oh yeah, I win. That's right.
In other words, he won because he wrote it that way.
You hack frauds really tried to lowball me, but I checked the clock and it's prime time, baby. Now, personally, that intelligence section was such a gimme. I don't crash out. I'm a tragic hero grappling with real, intense emotion.
Okay.
I can be smart anytime I want. But anyway, don't subscribe, don't join as a member, don't watch Death Battle, read my comics.
Don't do that, but subscribe here. That'd be good, right?
Prime out.
Next time on Death Battle.
Guys, I like that one. I like that one. That was pretty good. Oh, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I've been told a lot of react stuff on that. If you want me to, put it in the comments if I should. I have a lot of stuff to react to, guys. Okay, everything in due time. You know what I'm saying? Remember, guys, like Superman, live humbly, do good.